the creators, they've been on like Good Morning America, I think, or some of these national news channels where they've talked about their story and how everything came together, and it's a really, really inspiring story.
It is. It's a story different from the traditional way people want to get into music and entertainment. This show is so popular, and let me get to the songs. So they have the traditional children's songs like "Row Row Row Your Boat," the ABCs, all the traditional songs that we all grew up on. But they put the Gracie Corner spin on it.
Talking about 808s, thumping claps, all that, man. The
Mm-hmm.
bounce.
And look at the amount of views. Over 2 billion views. It's going to be at 3 billion views pretty soon.
And interestingly enough, I mean, it's not even 4 years that they've joined YouTube. So, and in a matter of under 4 years, they've taken off. That's amazing. That's really amazing.
What's up? This is Dewayne Oh6.
Yo, it's AJ Pendant.
Today we got a fun-filled show today.
Let's get it, man.
And I'm thinking you're going to be more of an expert of this topic than me. We're talking about the popular YouTube channel, Gracie's Corner.
Yo.
And it's actually more than a YouTube channel, but we're going to get to that. And so why are you more of an expert at this, AJ?
Hey, man, I don't know that I would call myself an expert. I got kids, you know what I mean? So if you got kids, then you know about Gracie's Corner, you know what I mean? It's fun for them. It's educational. It's basically everything you want in a television program, you know what I'm saying? The kids get to see images of people that look like them, and it's positive reinforcement. The songs are really catchy, actually. Like the beats.
I listen to them songs. I'm like, man, these songs are good. Anybody that wants to do children's music, they need to study this site.
Yeah,
and just music in general. Study this site.
Mm-hmm.
Study this music because they kept it simple, and they are really targeted. They have really targeted their audience.
Yeah, but you can tell they got somebody that knew music. Because a lot of times with these shows, they'll hire anybody to do the music, and the music comes out sounding real cheesy. But this is music that you could play in the car, and the kids will like it, and the adults will like it because it's got a good beat. It's catchy, so they really, they really executed this well.
When I was doing this research, I saw that the husband, and we're going to get a little bit more into his bio. The founder, he said he was a church musician. He grew up as a church musician. So I don't know how many other people that he hired.
Yeah.
But we're gonna touch back onto that topic. So you were mentioning how popular this YouTube channel, these cartoons are for your kids. How much time or how long do you say they would spend on watching these videos?
I mean, look, man, we can put it on we can put it on a 2-hour, 3-hour loop, and maybe they're not sitting there for the entire time, but they're playing. It's good background music, background content, and I don't want to say that, I don't mean that like to diminish it or downplay it, but it's very good for when the kids are doing something else. They got that playing in the background. They're learning about the ABCs. They're learning about the timetables. Stranger danger. All those good things that kids need to know about. And it's catchy. With kids, it's all about the catchiness. If you can create something, right, and this is just a tip for all creatives. If you can create something, and you test it out on the kids in your family, right, or the kids, your cousins, whatever, if they can hum it back to you, then you might be on to something. because kids is no filter. Either they like it or they don't like it. There's no turn the equalizer up a bit, or turn down the stand. No, it's none of that. It's, do I like it or do I not like it? So
I know growing up, when I was a little kid, the kids shows that I liked to watch was Sesame Street, Electric Company, Alvin and the Chipmunks.
hmm
Uh, it was just several of those shows, and
Scooby Doo. I love Scooby Doo.
yeah, I can see how this channel and their cartoons are this era's staple for kids.
hmm
And I'm sure there's quite a few other children's YouTube channels like this. I've seen another one. Actually, I saw another one by a young lady before I came across Gracie's channel. But
hmm
I think because I was looking at her stuff, that Gracie's channel's content came up in my feed, and
Yeah.
that's how I saw that. But
And the creators, they've been on like Good Morning America, I think, or some of these national news channels where they've talked about their story and how everything came together, and it's a really, really inspiring story.
it is, it definitely is, and it's a story that's different from the traditional way people want to get into music and entertainment.
Right.
And we'll definitely talk about that.
Yeah.
But look at the YouTube channel here. This YouTube channel it's going to be at 4 million subscribers pretty soon. It's got 3.7 over 3.7 subscribers.
hmm
3.7 million, that is. And just to look at some more of the stats, look at the numbers of these. Look at the number of views on these videos.
Insane, man. What was that 20, 40 million?
Let me expand it. Can you see that?
Yeah, 57 million, 65 million. Yeah, man. That's insane, man.
88 million,
88 million.
77 million, 60.
Uh-huh.
They're huge.
Yeah. Yep.
They are huge. They're rivaling. They rival normal television viewing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this show is so popular. And let me get to the songs. So they have the traditional children's songs like "Row Row Row Your Boat," the ABCs, all the traditional songs that we all grew up on. But they put the Gracie Corner spin on it.
Talking about 808s, thumping claps, all that, man. The bounce.
Mm-hmm. And look at the amount of views. Over 2 billion views. It's going to be at 3 billion views pretty soon.
And interestingly enough, I mean, it's not even 4 years that they've joined YouTube. So, and in a matter of under 4 years, they've taken off. That's amazing. That's really amazing.
And they got so it's just so much that they can do with this intellectual property, this content.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay, here are the songs on YouTube Music.
Mm-hmm.
And it carried right on over to the streaming platforms. The Phonics song is 158 million. The Veggie Dance, 34 million.
Mm-hmm.
The Birthday Song, 66 million.
Mm-hmm.
Wheels, is that Wheels on the Bus?
Yeah, Wheels on the Bus. Yep.
80 million. Five Little Ducks, 16 million. They rival major artists.
It's all independent.
A lot of major artists don't have these numbers.
Still got those numbers, yeah. And I mean, it's brilliant. there's shows like if you have children or Diana and Roma and things like that, and those are shows where I guess they're largely centered around like white children or European children.
Mm-hmm.
But this family, they were smart enough. I'm sure they saw that market and they saw the potential for that, and they were like, hey, what if we do this for for children of color, because
Yeah.
there was almost like a void, or that wasn't really filled. And so they did it, and then the way they're executing it is just amazing. So you got the video content, right? Then you got the music, right? So I'm sure somebody's registered with ASCAP, BMI, or something. Somebody is
Mm-hmm.
collecting those performance royalties. They
Yep.
own the master recordings, right? Because they're not going through a label.
Right.
They're uploading them themselves, through DistroKid or whatever it may be. So this is like, I mean, how to build an empire 101. Like they're doing it, man. They're really doing
Yeah.
it.
And so when I saw this and I saw the channel and I saw the numbers and I went that and saw the different videos where them on national media, I was like, this is the story.
Brilliant, man.
It's a beautiful story.
It is, yeah.
And music is a big part of it, but music was not the start of this.
Right.
And I think that's what every creator needs to understand. Music, I put this one way, your music is the soundtrack to the movie. It's not the movie.
You got to create the movie. Yeah, you need the movie. But
Right.
I mean, the music can be good, but if there's no movie, then the music is null and void.
Right. And so this is perfect. This is a perfect example of that.
Yep. And we're seeing that. I mean, we're seeing that more and more every day with with labels telling people flat out, we don't care how talented you are. We don't care how good the music is. If there's no motion behind it, if there's no movement behind it, if there's no story behind it, it doesn't matter. We're not going to sign you. So they kind of reverse engineered a way into the industry. They probably weren't even trying to get into the music industry, but they just they reverse engineered a whole business by just just thinking outside the box, man.
Yeah.
They need to get label jobs. Like they need to be A&Rs, honestly.
They're probably gonna be music supervisors. This business is gonna be a music supervisor for children's content.
Yeah.
Believe me, there's so many ways they can go with this this thing.
Yeah.
This is some screenshots I copied from the Tamron Hall show, showing how popular the show is with kids and parents.
Yeah. Like I said, like when it's on, in the beginning you think, oh, it's just another kid show, but I found myself bopping along to the beats and to the music,
Oh man, if they now, I know pretty soon they'll probably have a full length show for platforms like Netflix and Hulu and
I'm sure, yeah.
things like
probably
that.
Be a movie eventually.
There'll probably be a movie. It might be a series as well.
Yep.
But this is not all the members of the family, but this is the parents and their daughter on the Tamron Hall show.
Mm-hmm. This is good to see, man. This is good for people to see.
Jennifer Hudson.
Mm-hmm.
And she was one really good thing to see with her. She is very confident.
Mm-hmm.
She's a very confident young lady, and usually performers are.
Yeah.
Because they get up on stage and at a young age they learn how to get over the shyness.
Mm-hmm. You got to, yeah, as a performer, yeah.
Yeah. So here we go. Dr. Javoris Hollingsworth. And he taught over a decade. He got his PhD in chemistry
Mm-hmm.
and was a professor for well over a decade. Here's his wife, Dr. Arlene Hollingsworth, PhD, licensed psychologist. She also uh, has taught at universities. She's one of the places she taught was medical school.
These are great people, man. Like that, accomplished, poised.
Yeah, and she is a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority.
Okay.
I had to put
I knew he was gonna throw that in there. Yep.
But let me just talk to you for a moment about their backgrounds.
Mm-hmm.
It is not easy to become a professor.
Not at all.
It's I would say becoming a successful music artist is here, and
Mm-hmm.
becoming a professor is hard.
Hard, right? Yeah.
There's a lot of people that have been trying to become a professor. They got their PhDs, and it's more supply than demand.
Yeah.
They only got so many spots, and you have to be good. You have to be really good in your field. You have to be connected into the research. Basically, to be a professor is kind of like it's like a semi entrepreneurial job in a way, because
Mm-hmm.
you're on contract. You're not like
Right.
a
Adjunct and all that, right? Like,
right. You're not part time. You're not like a staff member. You're on a contract. The contract
yeah,
might be like for a year. It might be a little bit more than a year, depending on what 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 you have to offer the university.
yeah, yep.
And even once they get in, it doesn't guarantee that they're going to stay, because they have to get tenure. If they don't get tenure,
It's hard to get tenure.
promoted,
Yeah,
then they eventually have to leave that university.
yeah.
Now they could probably get a job somewhere else since they already got the experience,
Mm-hmm.
but not everyone even is able to get tenure. And
You hear that you
you
hear that
can't
a
get
lot,
tenure early.
right? You got to do your time.
7 years at
Yep.
least.
Mm-hmm.
So it's something like it's a profession where you have to pay your dues. And
Absolutely.
and to be and it also boils down to networking as well.
There's a political aspect to it, yeah, where
Right.
that comes into play.
Because when you're a student, if you're not connected with the faculty in that department, you're not going to get offered uh, like these tuition reimbursement and waivers and scholarships or fellowship. You're not going to get offered that stuff. And
Yeah,
not everybody gets it. I mean, you might be a very good student, but again, it's very competitive. You have to be almost like the best of the best to get these
yeah.
positions. Same thing in the music industry. You have to be really good.
Mm-hmm. And
You have to be
that's like
good
the bare
enough.
minimum.
You have to be good enough to capture attention. Let's just put it that
Right,
way.
right. Absolutely. Yep. The stars kind of have to align. You can work hard, you can be great, and you can still not get it right. You can still not get the tenure. You can still not get the record deal, or the record could come out and it could flop. So it's hard work. It's being good. It's being smart. It's being political. It's having the stars align. It's like it's like a lottery ticket, man. In a sense.
And in a way, also, it's like a marathon. And it's the
Yeah.
same with the music, really trying to make it in the music industry. The way they came, the way the couple, let me go back to the family. Okay, so the way that they came into this, I don't know if there would have been a Gracie's Corner if they had not traveled the path that they went on.
Right.
Because in order to get to their level in their profession, you have to be really good. You have to be really disciplined. And it's kind of like when you're a professor, you start managing a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And when you manage a lot of stuff, when you're responsible, when you have a budget and you're on these different committees and connected with these different organizations, there's a lot you have to do as far as getting things done, getting things accomplished.
Mm-hmm.
And that discipline is probably what helped them be successful in this entertainment space.
I'm sure. I'm sure, man, because there's so many talented people, right? We see talented people every day. But kind of one of the separating factors is that discipline, that drive. And I mean, to be a doctor of any sorts, to get a PhD, you need discipline. So those definitely cross collide in a really positive way for them.
Yeah. And the daughter, her name is Grayson,
Gracie. Yep.
and she is a performer. Even though all of the cartoons is having her sing, and it may not seem like she's a performer, she is a performer because she did really well on the Tamron Hall show. Now I don't know if she was singing live. I think she was singing to a track, but I
Okay.
could kind of hear her singing with the track.
Right. She sounds good.
And she sounds great. Her
Mm-hmm.
performance was great. I'm
Yeah.
like, this girl, if she continues, and I'm pretty sure, just like them, she may not directly pursue music the way it's traditionally done.
She might
She
do it
might
another
pursue
way.
her other pursuits
Yeah.
and do it on the side until she wants to give it the full attention once she get older.
And end up winning like an Emmy or something or a Grammy. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
because that's what her father did. Her father was a church musician,
Mm-hmm.
and I think when we as music creators, when we get into this, it's almost like, oh, all I want to do is just focus on the music. All I want to
Right.
do is just focus on this industry stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, and I think we kind of get it in our minds that it's got to be all or nothing, but that's not the case.
Yeah. It
Don't
can
let
be.
it be an all or nothing situation, because once you got to be able to fund this thing. How are you going to fund your career in music?
Yeah. Yep.
They were
That's
in
really,
they were in the financial position to do what they needed to do to get this thing off the ground.
yeah. And they wouldn't have been able to do that without, I mean, like, I don't know them personally, but they seem like I guess a upper middle class family,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? So they wouldn't have been able to, pursue those things or even fund some of these activities without those careers and that stability and, having all of that. So, creatives, maybe it doesn't always look cool, but it's all right to have a job. Matter of fact, you probably need one while you're pursuing this because it gets expensive. Everything is expensive.
Right.
Studio time, engineers, producers, etc. Like
Mm-hmm.
all of that is expensive. It adds up. So you ask me, they did it the right way.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, and that's the thing that I see a lot. It's okay to kind of put the music down, but just don't. If that's what you really want, don't give up on it.
Yeah, don't give up on it. Exactly.
Why does it have to be like, if you can't focus on it like 100% of your time?
Hmm.
Why does it have to be zero?
Right.
Why not a couple hours a week?
Hmm. You do what you can until you can do what you want. So
Right. To be a church musician, you play a lot. You're definitely a performer. You're definitely like a working musician.
exactly.
And I'm pretty sure he could have went that route of going and pursuing music first.
He's talented enough, yeah. I mean, if you listen to the tracks, if you listen to the sonics of the songs that they're putting together, they sound radio ready. Like, yeah, I mean, they're children's topics and the children's voices on it, but you can take away Gracie's voice and you can put, Little Yachty on some of those tracks, or the
I
Beagles, or
know.
SZA, whoever, and they would still bang. So he could have went the industry route if he wanted to.
Yep, definitely. And when I'm listening to those songs, I'm like, dang, these songs are good.
They're really good, man.
I'm like, they're simple and good
Yep.
at the same time.
Same time, man.
And they have like a consistent style to them. Even though they go in and out of different genres,
Mm-hmm.
like pop, R&B, reggae, children's songs. They have a lot of like different genres under their belt, but they still sound. There's still a familiarity in all the songs, and that's skill.
It is. No, yeah. You can tell that, I think I said this to you before we started rolling. You can tell that whoever is in charge of the music knows what they're doing. The music doesn't sound cheesy. It sounds professional. And it shows you that kids are, often a slept on audience when it comes to music consumption. But, I think the kids, they don't care about, who's featured on it, or, who signed to who. It's just, does it sound good? Is it catchy? Is it easy to remember?
Right.
And I think, looking at Gracie's Corner, looking at the songs, the popularity of the songs, it just kind of reinforces those fundamentals of like songwriting, those fundamentals of music making, simplicity, catchiness, repetition, right? All those things, and they have that in those songs.
Yeah, and I forgot to add this slide, but they did a song with Snoop Dogg.
Oh, how'd that come out?
Gracie and Snoop Dogg. Now Snoop Dogg, he was in a character. I think he must have some type of little dog character. Some type of dog character.
I thought it was like Snoop Dogg as Snoop Dogg. Okay.
I think I saw him as Snoop Dogg in certain videos. Like it might have been when they were meeting each other for the song. But when I looked at the song, well, let me just take a quick look.
Okay.
Yeah, in the song, he's a cartoon, so he wasn't performing with her in real life. But like I said, I did see scenes of him and her together.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's big. The fact that shows you, their reach. The fact that they were able to get somebody of Snoop Dogg's, magnitude and celebrity to be a part of it. That's a lot.
Snoop Dogg is not cheap
At all.
Snoop Dogg he does features for $250,000 for a feature, and another $250,000 to be in the video.
In the video, yeah. And that feature will only be 8 bars. You'll get 8 bars, and probably 4 of those 8 bars is him spelling his name out. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm wondering who contacted who. Did they contact Snoop Dogg, or did Snoop Dogg contact him?
I'm sure there's probably some middle people, some liaisons in between that. It may not have even been, where they probably weren't contacting each other directly, but I'm sure, there's some middlemen, middle women in between there who kind of, people. So artists have people on their teams to catch things that are on, a upward trajectory, right? Or they should, So I'm sure somebody saw what was happening and was like, hey, this would be good for your brand because you got grandkids, right? Snoop is a grandpa now. He's got grandkids.
He might have been in the room, and one of his kids might have been, grandkids might have been watching those shows.
Right. That might have been it. Yeah, that might have been it actually. So it's just it makes sense for both of them to do that.
Yeah, I had let me go back to the slides. This is again, this is the family, and they're just building an empire right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
think this is the last. Oh, here's something I want to mention. Now, the animation studio is in Nigeria.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if when I looked at all the videos on the channel and they have the same consistent look. Beautiful, beautiful cartoon. Beautiful animation. So I'm thinking maybe they did it all from the start. Maybe from the start he initially got them. I would love to hear the story of how he came across them or how he got them, how he found out about them.
How he found out about them, right? They are. Do they live in Houston? Did I hear that correctly? They're from Houston or something.
Oh, the family? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the
Okay.
family are in Texas.
So there's a big Nigerian presence in Houston.
Mm.
Kind of like an influx of Nigerian immigrants and lineage.
Oh.
So I don't know if that played a part in
Oh, it might have.
connecting with the Nigerian animators, but they've got a big presence in Houston, Texas.
He's the father, Javoris, that's his name, Dr. Javoris Hollingworth. He said that he used his research skills to start putting this together. So he probably was looking for an animator.
I'm sure, yeah. Yep.
I'm like, when I was hearing his story, I was like, how in the world did they pull this
How do you
animation
do
off?
this? Right.
You can't just be a beginner and put together animation like this.
Right. You need to know what you're doing, or you need to hire people that
Right.
know what they're doing. Yeah.
And those are the kind of skills that someone with an advanced degree like him and her know how to do, because they've had to manage so much stuff. You have to find even at my position at a master's level. And when I was a director, I had over $100,000 budget. I had to go out and secure these expensive platforms for our school.
Right. And stay within the budget and manage that budget and make sure
Right.
that it doesn't go over.
Me at my level with that amount of budget, I'm kind of wondering what sorts of things did they have to, because sometimes these professors, they'll have a grant and it's like a multi-million-dollar grant.
Yeah, exactly. Depending on what they're researching. Yeah.
Right. And they have to go find, hire, do all the things they need to do to fulfill the requirements of that grant.
Yeah.
So again, that's kind of why I was saying the path that they went into their professional life, there might not have been a Gracie's Corner without that.
And that gives them an advantage over so many creatives, because how many times have you gotten in a room with creatives and nobody can make eye contact, or nobody can discuss the analytics and just things that kind of things that creatives are known to not really be good at or not really know how to do. These folks already have a background in doing that, and so they're able to mix that with their creativity. And when you mix those two together, you get a winning combo, right? Because again, there's so many creative people, right? But there's not a lot of people that can connect the dots, right? There's not a lot of people that can execute things. There's not a lot of people that can project manage, that can take an ideal from a thought bubble and see it through, fully executed. People come up with great ideals every single day, probably every second, right? But how many of them execute it? How many of them executed the way that they've executed this? So, like you said, that doesn't come into play without those advanced degrees. And it's not that you have to go to college or you have to do this to do that, but some of those things and those jobs and those positions, they train you to think certain ways, and those ways can be very helpful in these types of, in these industries,
Exactly. And when you're in those positions, you have to be able to listen and take feedback. People might, and they're not necessarily coming at you because they got a gripe with you or because they trying to attack you. I remember when I first started in my position at a university.
Mm-hmm.
When I would send people emails, I would email and ask them whatever I was looking for. I would ask them for it, and I think a lot of times I would copy my supervisor on the email. And one day he pulled me aside and he said, "Dewayne, I know that you know her and you can talk to her like this. You can talk to her very casually like this. But if you're emailing someone that don't know you, this might kind of come off as a little bit, you're telling them how to do their job."
Mm. Kind of like condescending, I guess,
No, I
or like,
wasn't condescending. I was like, I didn't even think of it. I didn't even think I was doing this. But let's just say me and you got a rapport on apples and oranges, right? About
right,
something to do with apples and oranges, and you're the expert with the apples and oranges, and I've been working with you on apples and oranges, and I
yeah.
email you, it's like, "Hey, I need an orange. Would you send me that orange?"
Ah, okay, gotcha. Okay, so I guess he was
I'm
saying
just
like,
thinking I just need the orange,
right,
or I might be saying something about how they're handling the oranges, not in a bad way. It's just like my director was like, instead of coming out and saying it that way, why don't you ask it as a question?
right. Like, is this what you did? Type of thing. So it doesn't sound like a critique, I guess, more of like
Right. So
you're
basically,
inquiring.
he was teaching me how to be diplomatic.
Yeah,
He was showing me how to be diplomatic, and that anytime you start working with a group of people, there's a lot of politics and diplomacy that you have to be able to wade through.
because people are funny, man. Like people are
Yeah.
really funny. Personalities are funny. And there's a whole science behind all of that. You know what I mean? How to navigate that. And like you said,
When I came
you
into the music industry,
uh-huh.
um, I was kind of thinking maybe the harder thing was actually creating the music, and I'm like, no, the harder thing is working with other people, other creatives,
Personalities. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yep.
and
Because sorry, what
we're
were you
in the
gonna say?
industry where people will respond to you based on what they think they might benefit from you of. Because if they feel like you're not going to give them anything that they don't already have, they're going to respond to you in a certain way.
Yeah. Yep.
They're
Absolutely,
going to
man.
be either slow or fast based on how they summed you up as far as how much you can help them. It's unfortunate that happens, but that happens a lot. It happens more
And
than it should happen.
I've come to terms with it. I used to let it, I guess, affect me, I guess, negatively, or but I've come to terms with it. I mean, is it the most is it the nicest way to interact with one another? No, right? But right, like it's just not right. But
It's
music
kind of
business,
like, oh man, why you want to do me like that? Why you want to?
right?
Because I don't have this, you treat me like I don't have nothing to offer you.
And what it is, or what I mean, what I've taken from it is, music business, music business,
Mm-hmm.
music business, right?
Right.
Take the feelings out of it, right?
Right.
Um, we would like people to respond to us a certain way. We would like people to, you know, refer to us a certain way, but music business, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times in the music business, you have to put your feelings to the side and just kind of operate from a place where you're not letting the feelings get affected, because then once that happens, then that can start to come off in how you interact with people, and that
True.
might push away opportunities that, might have came your way,
Right.
so.
Because, well, I look at it like this. My father was in the military, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was in the military he's kind of got a aggressive personality anyway, and maybe the military made him like that. I don't know.
He's like a straight shooter, right? Like, it is
Yeah,
what it
he used
is type of.
right. He was very blunt, and then he had a hearing issue.
Mm-hmm.
He's passed away now, but he was like he would get on your case hard,
Mm-hmm.
and then within the next moment or so, he might ask you, "Hey, do something for me," in a night, in like a little night. "Hey, I want you to
Nice
do
way.
something for me." And
Right.
I'm like, so it used to bother me so much.
Uh-huh.
But as I got older, especially once I became an adult, and I was like, he's treating me like one of his privates.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
because
Cadets.
because their commanding officer can chew them out, but you still got to perform. You still got to do your job.
Right. Exactly. Yep.
And you got to do your job in the right attitude.
Yeah. And that's something, man, that comes with age. That's something that as I get older, I'm getting better at doing it. I think we probably all continue to get better at it. Nobody's 100% at it, but
Hmm.
at the end of the day, like, again, this is a business. You know what I'm saying? And if if
The
everybody's
more
trying to eat, everybody's trying to do something.
the more people that you work with, now you don't always have to work with a lot of people,
Right.
but as a producer, it's kind of built into the job role that you are going to be working with a lot of people, and so you got
I
to deal with a lot of different personalities. So
hmm
just imagine as they're building this business, the amount of people that they're going to have to deal with, they're going to have to
hmm
work with
Yep.
to get this done.
But
Um,
that's a commitment to the vision, right? And that's something that you see a lot, with military folks, right? And with, management type of folks. Commitment to the vision, right?
mhm.
Nothing is bigger than the vision. Nothing will supersede the vision, right?
Right,
If you don't want to be a part of the team, then you can get off the team. But we're going to continue working towards the vision. And you need that type of, I guess you would call it tunnel vision. You need that tunnel vision to be able to see these things through, man. Because I'm sure there were people when he told us, when the husband and the wife were maybe telling their friends, yeah, we're gonna create, you know, a black children's show on YouTube, and we're gonna get millions of subscribers, and we're gonna have songs on Spotify, and you know, who would 4 or 5 years ago, who would think that that was a thing, or that
right.
could be a thing, so it's just about it's about the vision, and maybe with creatives, a lot of times they may not feel that the visions align. You know what I'm saying? So that was another thing for me where I had to realize, okay, it's not it's not an indictment on me. It's not them saying, hey, you suck, or this
I
and that. It's
would
more of, the visions don't align. You know what I
right.
mean?
Like I would want to do a song with someone, and they'll be like, "Oh, I just did a song like that," or "I've been doing this genre for a while. I'm on this new side of this genre."
Right. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I had to get that as well. But I think if you can deal with not always being able to connect with the people you want to work with, not always having people understand what you're trying to do,
Yeah.
because I'm pretty sure quite a few people in their life didn't understand what they were trying to put together, and
Right.
why were they even giving it. You know how much
Why were
money
they
they
doing it?
probably spent on this.
Right. Probably might have had to refinance their home, or who knows what, credit card debt, whatever it may be. I don't know if that's the case, but that's what a lot of entrepreneurs go through, things like that. And people look at you like you're crazy. People that you thought believed in you look at you like you're crazy. So imagine what strangers are thinking or saying. So I think it's just about, again, it's about commitment to the vision. It's a marathon, right? It's not a race. It's a marathon, right? You could be losing in the first lap, and by the third lap, you can be in front. You can be in the lead. So I
Yeah,
think
and
you just got to keep it in mind.
the other thing to add to that is it's good to see the success of other people, but don't measure yourself. Don't start measuring yourself with other people, because they got to this level within a few years. Other people, it might take 10, 15, 20 years to get
Mm-hmm.
even half this.
And another thing is, you don't know what they sacrificed to get this. They could have been on the brink of divorce for all we know, right? They could have been sleeping in separate homes because this entrepreneurial vision was breaking apart their marriage, right? We don't know that, right? I hope that wasn't the case, but we only see the finished product. You
Right.
don't see you don't see the rubble. You don't see the ladders from, and you don't see the tar and all these things that goes into building that house. You see the house when it's done and when it's on the market. And comparison is like the thief of joy. you
Right.
know you look to your right, there's going to be somebody doing worse than you. You look to your left, there's going to be somebody doing better than you, right? Whatever that may mean. But you use it as inspiration, you use it as fuel, you use it to inspire yourself, but don't internalize it as a highlight of your flaws, or as a highlight of what you didn't do or what you can't do, right?
Hmm.
Because
Yeah,
it'll take you down a rabbit hole.
yeah, because it's definitely easy to do,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
because of social media, you see,
the worst, man.
oh, oh man, I've been at this for so long and I ain't got to
Right.
their level.
Look, man, there's people on social media, right? There's people, there's colleagues that I interact with, right, that are new on the scene, right? Brand new on the scene. And they've got placements out the yin yang, right? And I'm like, I mean, there's a part of you that's like, man, I I write, I do this, I do that, what's up, what's happening? But you can't get caught up in that. You can't dwell on that, because their journey is their journey. Your journey is your journey,
Hmm.
right? And that's just what it is. And everything ain't for everybody. You know what I mean? Everything ain't for everybody. Everything that glitters ain't gold. This industry is smoke and mirrors. 99.9% of it is smoke and mirrors. You know, so be thankful to all the creatives out there. Be thankful if you got a job to get up to and go to in the morning, right? Be
Right.
thankful. Be thankful you got health insurance, right? Be thankful that you got dental insurance, because a lot of these creatives don't have those things,
Yeah,
and they don't.
and they don't have it, and you can kind of see why they make the choices they make, because they don't have the cushion of a job.
A pension, right? The possibility of a pension. None of that stuff.
So they have to get to the money. They have to do what they need to do to get that money.
Get that money. Yeah.
And
It's got to be about the money.
see for me, and this goes back to the choices you make, as far as with the music and how much you want to devote and how you're going to go after it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I went after this much, much later in life, I don't need to work with anyone I don't want to work with.
Right. Exactly.
Because when I would go to Sound Better, I'm like, Sound Better, for those of you who don't know, Sound Better is a platform you can go to and you can work with major creatives that have worked with
Credits.
major artists,
Yep.
creatives that has been on all kind of major albums.
Mm-hmm.
So you can go to this platform and you can work with those people, musicians, producers, singers, songwriters. they're at the top of their game. And so sometimes when I was on it, I was like, are they just doing this? Is what we're doing really good? Do they really like this, or are they just doing this for the money?
And a lot of them are doing it for the money because
what?
like you said, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, a lot of them are doing it for the money because they don't got no 9 to 5, no 8 to 3. This is it. If this don't work, what else? They don't got no other options.
You remember with the like for well, I'm saying back in the day, but it's still current now. Mm-hmm. When people would write books,
yeah,
it would be these publishing companies that would publish anybody's book. They don't care if it was good, it was bad. They just publish it.
As long as you got the money, they'll publish it.
And so I'm like, I wonder if this is what I wonder if this is what's happening to me. Because they know that these people, they know that there's people out here that got money to spend on this music.
Right. Exactly.
And so, but there's some people on these platforms that they don't want to do anything that's going to make them look bad in this industry. So if the song is bad, they're going to tell you it's bad. I remember this one guy, he was liking my song concept, and then I had sent him a audio file or something. I thought he's like, no, that's it, I'm out. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
And I was like, he ain't in it just for the money. But he was concerned about his reputation.
Of course, yeah. Of course. It's man, it's so much to unpack with you said a lot, man. You dropped a lot of gems, man. Yeah, a lot of them are in it for the money, and a lot of them, which is kind of why I found myself kind of staring away from that, and I was like, I need to figure out how to learn what I can learn so that I don't have to always revert back to this, because it felt very transactional. You know what I mean? Whether you're dealing with mix engineers, and
that's what was bothering me so much.
They're gonna tell you every song is great, but it's like, okay, well, if it's great, why can't? And these are people in the industry. If it's great, why can't you plug me into your network? Why can't we work together? Why won't
you put your name on it?
Right. Why won't you put your name on it? Right. And then
why won't you release it? Why can't I release your vocals?
Yeah,
that's the questions I used to ask when I was on Sound Better. Not just Sound Better, just working with people in general.
Yeah. And then that's
when
you realize,
do the song with me, but I can't release it with your name on it.
So what good does it serve me? It doesn't serve me any purpose, right? And so you realize a lot of them see you as a way to pay the rent, a way to pay the light bill, a way to, and that's cool, for people that are hobbyists, but people like you and me who, doing this at a serious level, it doesn't work out. It becomes pointless because they're looking at you like a lick, but they're also looking at you like the competition, right? So I'm gonna take his money, but I'm not gonna help him either, because he might surpass me, right? He might get further than me. So it's like a lose-lose if you ask me. You know what I mean? It's a total lose-lose.
Yep. This is a beautiful story, wonderful story of how Gracie's Corner came to be.
Yep.
The parents are talented. The kids are talented. Grayson is talented. And we're definitely going to see more of her. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure they're probably going to venture into, as she gets older, they're going to have maybe a separate another channel for the older songs, the older, the preteen and the teen stuff. Mm-hmm. There's just so much that they can do with this.
I just hope that if they do decide to take her acting career further, that they watch over her and they protect her, because this industry is treacherous. This industry is especially treacherous for children.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I just they seem like they got it together. It seemed like a tight-knit family. So everything should work out. But yeah, that would be my only, my only wish or my only hope, that that they don't let their child succumb to this industry.
Great conversation, great topic. Let us
Yep.
know what your thoughts on Gracie's Corner. Did you know about it? Do your kids know about it? Have you already heard the songs? Have you danced
Maybe.
to it? Put it
Right.
in the comments. Anything you want to share with us, AJ, before we go?
Check it out if you haven't. Check out Gracie's Corner if you haven't. It's a really good show.
All right, that's it for today. This is Dewayne Oh6,
It's AJ Pendant.
and we'll see you next time.
Peace.